Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. At 9 o'clock this morning, the Premier League fixtures were released. Manchester United's opening game is against Brighton and Hove Albion at Old Trafford. That's Erik ten Hag's first game as Manchester United manager. Manchester United did beat Brighton and Hove Albion at Old Trafford last season 2-0. But Man United got thrashed 4-0 against Brighton and Hove Albion at the Amex Stadium last season. Brighton did very well last season. Brighton and Hove Albion have got some really good players. They have Mark Cucurella, Tariq Lamptey, he's a very good right back. Revert back to January, Manchester United went in for him. Yves Bissouma, he's very good. Man United went in for him on deadline day back in the January transfer window. Leandro Trossard, he's very good. Brighton also have Neil Maupay, Danny Welbeck. Danny Welbeck is a former Manchester United player. Jeremy Sarmiento, Pascal Gross, Adam Lallana. Don't forget Adam Lallana is a former Southampton and Liverpool player. Moises Caicedo, he's a defender. Evan Ferguson, he's a striker. Alexis Mac Allister's good. Brighton also have Stephen Alzate. The goalkeepers Brighton have got, they've got Jason Steele, Robert Sanchez and Thomas McGill. Let me put into the equation that Brighton have lost players. They did lose Ben White to Arsenal. Brighton did receive around £50 million for him. They lost Dale Stephens to Burnley. And back in January this year, Brighton lost Daniel Byrne. He went to Newcastle from Brighton. And they also lost Glenn Murray. The Brighton and Hove Albion manager is Graham Potter. He's got a contract with Brighton until 2025. Graham Potter has been the Brighton manager for around 3 years or so. Brighton appointed him in back in 2019. Don't forget, at one point Man United were linked with Graham Potter. Before Brighton, Graham Potter managed Swansea and Östersund. Manchester United's second game is Brentford away. And Man United do play Liverpool on the third game of the season. So there you go. Last season, Man United endured their worst ever Premier League season in terms of points. You know, Man United finished on just 58 points. Last season, Man United finished 6th. Despite the loss to Crystal Palace on the final game last season, Man United is still in the Europa League for the upcoming season. As things stand, Manchester United have not won a trophy for 5 years, nowhere near good enough to our standards. Eric Ten Hag is Man United's manager. Revert back to earlier on this year, Eric Ten Hag got officially announced as the new Man United manager. He replaced Ralf Rangnick. When Ten Hag got appointed in, he signed a 3-year contract with an option to extend for a further year. Ten Hag is Man United's 5th permanent manager since Ferguson. Don't forget, Ten Hag did attend Man United's final game against Crystal Palace at the end of last season. It's the first time Ten Hag is experiencing the Premier League. He knows, Ten Hag, he has a massive task ahead of him. If he doesn't exceed expectations, then it's likely he will get sacked. You've got to admire the work Eric Ten Hag did at Ajax, because at Ajax he developed the young players well. He won Eredivisie titles, he won Dutch Cups, and revert back to 2019, he got Ajax to the Champions League semi-finals. Ten Hag was the Ajax manager for around 5 years. And before, Ten Hag's managed Utrecht, Bayern Munich's reserves, and Go Ahead Eagles. Don't forget, there's a lot of players that Ten Hag wants to recommend to Manchester United. His transfer budget has already been revealed. On the other side of things, Ten Hag is going to get rid of a lot of players. I heard that 10 or 11 players are set to leave Man United this summer. Well, we know, Matic has already left the club. He left on a free. Matic is now at Roma. Not so long ago, Roma announced the signing of Matic. Matic did sign a 1-year deal. Matic is now reuniting with Jose Mourinho. Paul Pogba, we know that he's leaving on a free transfer at the end of this month when his contract expires. Not so long ago, Man United confirmed that Jesse Lingard will be leaving. Juan Mata's left on a free transfer. Juan Mata was a long-serving player at Man United. He did enjoy 8 years at the club. Cavani has already left the club. Axel Tuanzebe and Eric Bailly are set to leave. Not so long ago, Lee Grant retired. Like I said, other players are going to leave as well. As you all know, Mitchell van der Gag and Steve McLaren are working alongside Ten Hag at Man United. Earlier on this year, Ralf Rangnick left Manchester United. So, reflecting on that, Ralf Rangnick will not take up the consultancy role at Man United. Earlier on this year, it got officially announced that Ralf Rangnick got appointed in as the new head coach of Austria. Ralf Rangnick did sign a 2-year deal. Ralf Rangnick was Man United's interim manager for around 5 months. Rangnick only enjoyed 1 transfer window as Man United's interim manager, and unfortunately he didn't get backed in this year's January transfer window. Before, Ralf Rangnick was the head of sports and development at Lokomotiv Moscow. the managers that have been sacked since Ferguson, obviously we sacked David Moyes, Louis van Gaal, Jose Mourinho in November last year. Manchester United sacked Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and like I've just said not so long ago, Ralph Rangnick left the club. The last time Man United won the Premier League was back in 2013. That's nearly 10 years ago. Man United have won 20 titles, 13 of them are Premier League titles. Since Ferguson, Man United have only won, 4 trophies? Won the FA Cup under Van Gaal, and we won 3 trophies under Mourinho. Them 3 trophies were the Europa League, the EFL Cup and the Community Shield, if you want to put that into the equation. Like I've said time and time again, we've got to get the Glazers out of the football club because they've been one of the biggest issues at the club for a long time. You know, United fans for a while now have been protesting against the Glazers, and the protesting will persist until the Glazers are out of the club. The Glazers have owned Man United for around 17 years. They bought the club for around 500 million back in 2005. Revert back to earlier on this year, Matt Judge resigned. So it said he won't play a role in the summer transfer window. Matt Judge was at Man United for around 8 years. Was it early on this year or last year? Ed Woodward left. Woodward was one of the biggest issues at the club for a long time because he was accountable for how poor our recruitment policy was and that. Woodward was Man United's chairman for around 17 years. So there guys, I'll be doing another video after this. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always. And take care, God bless, and I'll see you all again very, very soon. Thanks for watching.